Real quick, while we have you here, let's go over what is going to be the YWF No Way Yurt final match card that we're going to have for you all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be your match card for the next pay-per-view event. We're going to have the Elimination Chamber #1 contender match for the YWF Meme Lord Championship. Is going to be Skeletor, Moon Knight, Flash, Frozone, Deadpool, and Darth Maul. Who will face AJ Maximus at Yurtomania?
Oh man, that is a hell of a lineup, man. We got a lot of famous guys. Some of these guys have been to space, fought aliens. Some of them can do magic, but none of that means a thing when you get into the ring.
Overall, I think this lineup is looking incredibly fun. Truth be told, I'm excited to get back in the ring with Sprite Cranberry. We had some setbacks during our last one, but I can't wait to take on the haters. If there's anybody that I think is going to be an incredible match, Tommy and Rob have always pushed me and Sprite Cranberry further than we can go, and with Sprite Cranberry getting harder and harder to find these days, I'm glad for all the time that I can have with them. I heard, and I guess I don't want to start rumors, but I've definitely heard around the grapevine that Sprite Cranberry may be looking to retire sometime soon.
Really?
You did not hear this from me, of course. It's nothing certain, but Sprite Cranberry has been talking about how he thinks that it might be time to move on to greener pastures, and I'm going to be honest. Me and Sprite Cranberry have tag teamed on numerous rounds before. I'm not sure how or if I'll be able to replace Sprite Cranberry.
I gotta ask you, Dennis, because you and I have our issues, but it's always a treat seeing you wrestle with Sprite Cranberry. Is he slowing down? Is it age? Like, what are these greener pastures?
I think he's just tired at the end of the day. You know that everybody's been enjoying that cranberry twist on the Lemon Lime Classic, but he said that he's ready to twist out of the system that he's in and finally just relax and take it easy. And you know what? I keep telling him, but this is who we are. We live. We are alive. We are who we are when we're in the ring. And he said, I understand that. But I think it's time for this Sprite Cranberry to break from the rest of the pack. And honestly, I understood that. It's gonna hurt. It really is if I'm gonna have to try to find somebody else to replace Sprite Cranberry, but I want what's best for my partner, whether that's in the ring or out of the ring.
Well, he's a damn fine wrestler, I'll tell you that. We would hate to see him go, but hopefully we can send him off with a bang, because I'll tell you what, buddy, that guy behind him, El Masco, he's not doing shit for you. Okay?
That's crazy. He looked like he was doing a thing or two for you, but maybe I'm misremembering how that fight. Maybe I've got it twisted. Maybe I just don't remember, because it sure looked like he was doing something for the Federation. But what would I know? My Federation is just full of a bunch of, yellow-bellied, low-down cowards. But hey, you know what else you can call us? Winners? But hey, you wouldn't know about getting called that now, would you?
If that's what you call winning, and I happen to recall winning Yurtomania as well. But hey, that's neither here nor there, right? You got a hell of a faction here. One of them's leaving. One of them is Sneak Attacks only, has never won a championship within the YWF, and probably has the worst stat line of the entire roster. But hey, the Whitley Foundation, clap it up for them, right? They're doing fantastic, man.
Indeed, the Whitley Appreciation Society will be taking on the haters of Glenn Robin and Hater Haggerty in a match to qualify for a ladder match for a Twitch Tag Team Championships held by Yurt, Shirley, and Scooby-Doo. They will be fighting also at No Way Yurt. And also on that card, before he can get to Yurtomania, we have AJ Maximus going to be defending his title that he beat Woody for, the Meme Lord Championship. Woody, with his rematch clause, going to be going for the belt as well.
Now that one's going to be exciting. AJ has a very classic style. Woody, very much a down-home good old boy. So I think we're going to see some styles that resemble a lot of the old greats in this match. That's what I'm feeling. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be clean, and I think it's going to be a test for both competitors.
Honestly, couldn't agree more with you on that one. I think that this is going to be a very interesting match.
I don't think AJ has a friend in Woody.
I don't think he does either. He did sneak his way into that match to get the title. We will figure it out here. And also, you're hearing it here first, a debut of two big tag teams. The Mario Brothers and Wire Bros will be in attendance for No Way Yurt to also qualify for that match at Yurtomania. The Mario Bros, the Wire Bros tag team, the rivalry of the ages, going to be there in attendance.
That one's going to be good. There's a lot of bad blood between these guys for sure. We're not going to see any love lost in that ring. That's for certain.
truth be told, I guess, have you guys heard too? Now, I don't know if it was just a rumor or what, but I know that I have been seeing a lot of things online about Wario and Daisy being seen together a lot very recently after a very public fight between Luigi and Daisy.
Whitley, you reading those dirt sheets?
Hey. Luigi can tell us if it's wrong. All I know is that I've been seeing a lot of pictures of a lot of Mario Kart Double Dashing with Wario and Daisy in a Double Dash kart together. I think it's strange too, don't get me wrong, but I'm wondering if we're going to see any of that come out in the ring.
Well, there's no confirmation that Luigi knew what was going on. It's very possible, hey, maybe they hang out all the time, but I don't know. Daisy seemed quite uncomfortable being photographed. Maybe we will see some of that, Dennis. That is a great point. Frankly, if you ask me, Luigi's a good guy, right? But you compare their net worths, I think I'm with Daisy on this one.
Maybe so. We're going to move on to the next match here. Harambe eliminated both Luffy and Naruto during the Yurt Rumble, so they're going to be doing a handicap match against each other. It's 1-on-2 tag. It's Harambe, and it's Monkey D. Luffy and Naruto facing off as well.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm really excited to see Monkey D. Luffy get back in. Especially, I know that things have been hard for him. You saw how he's been looking lately. But I'm glad that Monkey D. Luffy is back in the ring. I can't wait to see that 2-on-1 battle.
I gotta agree with you there, Dennis. You know, for a while we saw him, well, no pun intended, stretched a little thin, and frankly, I was starting to wondering if that Will of D was starting to peter out. But it seems like with the revitalization of the Netflix show, he's newly ready to wrestle, and I'm hoping we see him put on a good performance.
Ooh, that's a good one. This is gonna be a lovely fight. Now, I noticed that both Naruto and Luffy are coming to fight in base. I think that's showing a lot of respect, or I guess rather disrespect, for Harambe's abilities.
You know, I would think we would at least do a 4 or 5-on-1 if we're going to try to match. I mean, you look at his smile there, he's amused, right? He's looking straight at the camera as if to say, this is the best you could come up with. But hey, Luffy's had a couple new arcs recently. Naruto, well, this appears to be Kid Naruto. But, you know, these two have pushed through a lot before, and, you know, maybe Harambe is just another mountain for them to overcome.
We shall see. I don't know. This feels like it reeks of underestimation of an opponent to me.
Very, very possible. But crazier things have happened in the YWF.
There has. And in your main event of the night, in the Elimination Chamber, Eric Cartman is going to be defending his YWF TikTok Championship against Rado, Joe Rogers, former champion Andre Wink, Ben Ashit, and Goku. It's going to be an absolute hellacious match, and whoever wins that is going to main event Euromania against the Green Ranger.
And I can tell you fellas right now, it's going to be me.
Hey, if you say so. At the end of the day, looking at this lineup, if I had to put money down right now, at this exact moment, Eric Cartman, I do think, has a good shot. He's a former champ for a reason.
Current champion.
But I'm sorry, the way Ben Ashit was moving out there, and Joel Rogers doing a personal best, quickest match that anybody has ever seen in his career, it seems like he's really hitting his stride and coming into his own in the ring. I don't want to just say it because that's one of my favorite wrestlers that's going to be in the ring, but I really think that Joel Rogers has a solid chance.
I mean, Joel had a belt for a while, right? He's proven his abilities time and time again, and I think what's critical about Joel is he adjusts. We're never seeing the same Joel in the ring twice. So, if the clear winner, being myself, were not there, I think I'd be inclined to agree with you. You know, I would love to see a Laredo championship here because that seems to be the Cinderella story that never quite makes it to the ball. He's always just skin of his teeth close to the championship, and then something gets in the way. And I'm wondering if this is going to be his year.
Honestly, there are very few people who I am hoping not to see win, save for you, of course, more than Laredo. Because at the end of the day, I feel like the same way that we never see a different Joel for our love of the game, every time Rado is sent back to the lobby, he gets into that next game harder and harder and harder. And I'm going to be honest, I think he's put out a pretty good showing this season. I think that him and Ben in that tag match did an incredible job. but I still feel like he's got a ways to go. I feel like he's no longer the fresh-faced baby that we knew before, but he is definitely still green. I think he needs at least one more loss to really kind of drill in who he's supposed to be and how he needs to get there. That could just be my point of view on Rado. I think that he's almost there. But I think that getting to stand shoulder to shoulder with the greats that he is right now, I hope that this is the awakening that allows us to see a brand new, real Rado in the next season.
I think a lot of fans would agree, and I think one thing that all three of us can agree on is that this is going to be one for the books. Not to mention the fact, remember, Laredo and Goku have beef going back over 2 years worth of YWF events. Do you think that's going to play a role when there's four other opponents to worry about?
Math is crazy.
Your personal grudges, not even math, that's just counting. Your personal grudges may get in the way. Do you think that's going to play a role?
Let me put it for you this way. In his tag match with Thanos, Ben-ass shit was on his way walking out. Rado stared down Thanos and waited for Ben to get there so they could settle their grudge. I would be incredibly surprised if the sparring between Goku and Rado didn't seem eerily personal in this upcoming match.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's going to pay dividends in the match when it happens.
100%. Let's hope it's not a distraction. And the same goes for me. I'll be the first to admit Eric Cartman not my favorite person in the world, right? But as a former champion and soon to be future champion, I'm not the type to let those type of petty grudges affect my wrestling. I play my match, and that's why I've been a champion before.
I know you're fighting Goku, but you don't got to be just saying anything, Andre. Come on now. Let's be a little bit realistic.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You really gonna freeze a dude up like that in front of everybody? That's wild. Boo. Majin boo.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you'll get all this in a bag of chips at YWF No Way Yurt. Make sure you catch it. Coming soon.
And to everyone listening, this is sponsored by our official sponsor, Real Toast Lover 549. Follow us on Instagram.
Make sure you follow the real official Instagram, Real Stupid Idiot Andre, if you really want to see how it goes on behind the scenes.
I mean, they're more of a third party. They're more of like a loosely connected partner than anything. I don't think they really need to check that one out.
I heard the account was getting verified.
Shit, I'm not even verified. The YWF's not even verified.
I guess you're just the loosely affiliated.
Damn. Well, I'm gonna have some conversations with my leadership. Anything else you guys want to add?
I'm good. I will catch you all in the next one.
Looking forward to it.
Have a great night, America.